Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rafecal. We're going to do some more Dead Cells. Picking right back up where we left off. Last time we got the Ram Room. This time we're going to see if we can make it all the way to the Slumbering Sanctuary to get the Spider Room. This one's a bit tricky because it involves going through several of the more challenging areas. I've only successfully gotten through it once. So we're just gonna hope we can get through it. So we need to get to Toxic Sewers this time. As always, we're hoping to get in there in 2 minutes. It is behind a vine, so if we can... if we see a vine like we just did, that's actually a really good sign. There's Toxic Sewers. Okay, we have 1 minute left. I'm gonna see if we can find some upgrades because we did not find any yet. Okay, that is actually the Dilapidated Arboretum, which we are not gonna go do right now. That's one of the DLC areas. There's a little enemy there with a star, so let's do that. And hope we can get back in time. So this guy should drop a skill scroll, should allow us to at least get 1 power-up. Oh. Let's see where we're at on time quick. This is gonna be pushing it. Worth it. Actually, we've still got a little bit more time. Do I want to risk this? No. 20 cells and a free item is worth it. And we have another 30 seconds on our next one to avoid Okay, so I think we're just gonna do this, even though we're probably gonna end up going green like we usually do. That damage boost right now is worth it. Last time the problem we ended up with was I got too greedy for endgame stuff when we really needed to be focusing on early game still. So. And we do have frost, so let's start our frostbite. Okay, Toxic Sewers. Since we have the Ram Rune, we can now do a slam down into one of the blocked off floors to get access to an area called the Ancient Sewer, which is even lower. As usual for the second stage, we want to try and get through in 8 minutes. Ooh, that was nasty. got a little greedy last time, going direct for green and taking that early item before we really had support for it. I think taking that one red early on, I've had a lot of luck just taking my first dot as red, pretty much no matter what. And if I get stuck with my base item, I at least have that one upgrade. Well, I guess we're continuing here on red and green. Again, go with what you've got if you need to. We are not looking for the ramparts, so we will let that go. I don't think I've ever actually pulled that trick off before. Oh, those bats hurt. Okay, that area looks like it's restricted by the spider rune, which we don't have yet. Hopefully you're starting to see the, I guess, the reasoning behind making all of these my starting goal. Just starting out by getting all the runes. I will gladly pay for that. We're going to go another red. And we're going to use our first healing potion, just to make sure. Oh, that's the guy who wanted the rune, and he had a teleportation statue in here. That's why he wanted it. That makes sense. They're so weak, I really can't justify it. I mean, honestly, they could pair decently with... The Spartan Sandals could actually pair okay with Frost. There we go. Always the last place you look, right? I think the goal was I think this was an 8-minute timer. I'm not 100% sure on that. That's okay. Nope. Certain levels have timers, certain ones don't. So... We'll just go ahead and get a couple pluses going, and crow's foot. Just to have another source of damage over time. Okay, so Ancient Sewers. This is an area I've only been through once. It's a mid-tier one. It's really challenging. This could go badly. However, if it goes well, this could be very well. The big trick here is we actually don't need, or the spider rune isn't in this level. We have to go through this level and then forward another 2 whole areas past one of the bosses in order to get it. It's in an tier 4 level, so it's a ways off still. You know what? We haven't done a purple upgrade yet, and we do have crow's feet now. Let's go ahead and get one. Also a 50% hit point boost. Gold chest. We'll sell that. I feel like we can do better with what we've got. And there is our first old service key. So this one, the keys aren't actually required. I have no idea how I managed to pull that off. I need to actually... Oh. No. I need to actually pay attention here to what all keys I end up with. I also need to remember to actually... remember to just know where I'm going here. So yeah, service keys are let you get extra items at the end. We'll upgrade our sinew slicer. Sinew slicers, I used it in the first... I used it the first run that I put on. Because they are... Let's see, does that require... Yeah, that one's requires spider rune. I have gotten super distracted. I have no idea what I was saying. Sinew slicer. Sinew slicer, I used it in the first run. Ugh. They are actually really good. I just don't always end up on purple. The reason it's so good is because it is damage over time you can get on a boss without actually having to be near it. So you can focus on defense and just let it do its work. Okay. Still on green. We're still on green. We're actually getting to the point where we could use a green weapon to go with our... Okay, this is the end. So I mentioned the service keys. This is actually how what the service keys are for. They let you unlock. You can unlock any number of doors using them, and they're basically just free stuff. Wolf Trap's really not that great. So let's go with that and get our bonus. And this should get us to the Crypt. So Insufferable Crypt is one of the alternate bosses, or is an alternate first boss. This really isn't a good build for light speed currently. We're a long ways off being able to actually do the health flask, so I'm not super concerned about actually finishing any of these. Like I mentioned, it's good to just build up. Actually, we said we wanted a green weapon. Let's get our flint. That's what it's for. Why we've been waiting like this. I guess let's do powerful grenade. So flint is probably the most straightforward of the weapons. It doesn't have a secondary swing that changes directions or anything like some of the other ones, like some of the other big weapons do. So basics with this are you can charge it and release it for a shockwave, or just hit it quick. I tend to, when you charge it up, it also does a critical hit, so it's good for that. It's good for getting past shields. This boss is weird, and I have only done it once, so I can't really give you a good... That is not what I wanted. Ended up working out that it's on the ground. I basically got through this last time mostly with crow's feet goes such a long way on these tentacles. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So we're gonna heal now. Ugh. Getting that close is bad. Also was bad. That was just completely mismanaging on my part. Last tentacle phase. Whew. For the record, I am out of healing currently, so that's not good. Yeah. Okay, maybe that weapon wasn't the best for that boss. Oh man, that is a So I got through it the first time. I don't actually know what the big difference was. Actually, no, I did have 4 health potions again, which makes a big difference. Well, I think we're gonna try the same thing again here. So let's go for it. This may be a slightly longer video than some of the other ones, but I feel like it won't be too much longer. Starting off with Frost Grenade is good. Got a scroll right away, which is good. That is actually a really high damage output on for twin daggers, so let's go for it. That's a really fast promenade. Unfortunately, we're looking for sewers, and we're probably just not gonna get the bonus this time, unless I get very, very lucky here. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Nope. Let's see if this is actually the right way, even. 9 seconds off. So, here's the trick, though. Because we're already over time, we can do a little more exploration. I suspect this is going to be the gardener again. Actually, there's not even that much more to explore. Let's go down right here and see if we find anything productive. Nope. Once I get all the powers, I may try a DLC run where we go down the other path. Uh, 10 cells. We want a powerful grenade. You know what? Let's try a powerful grenade. Sure. Apparently we've got lots of grenades, which is fine. Guess let's start putting into gold reserve. That way, and I think starting out, let's actually do combo this time. It goes a lot faster for the early parts of the game, and I think it might help keep us moving. We can always reset later. That's not what I want to do. That damage output. And since we didn't have an option for green, we're going brutality on this, which is going to make this go even faster. We may actually just end up going hybrid here. I'm kind of digging this. And hey, if we keep getting red-purple options, then we're not going to be able to do a green build anyway. Spider climb required. There's a powerful grenade too. There's firebrands. You know what? We haven't done firebrands on a video yet. So let's try that. Firebrands are like basically just a Molotov cocktail. It's a kind of quick, cheap damage over time option. It's like a quasi-ranged weapon. Doesn't have any stun properties, so there's that. But it's pretty solid otherwise. I'm really curious to see how this works. So it actually seems like we're doing okay right now. We're just taking a little more damage than I'd like. Okay. That's probably worth it. There's our ancient sewers. So my thought here is, by the end of that boss rush, we weren't actually even getting the option to sure extra damage to guess we could do reduce cooldowns with melee kills for now. We'll reset before the boss. I just want to be able to keep moving, and we're very red heavy right now, so it fits. Basically should allow us to redo our options. And actually, we could do a light speed, which I think we just need one more for. First old service key already. That is not what I wanted to do. that's right. So electricity and ice, you get bonuses for hitting enemies while they're in the water. Fire, you can't set enemies on fire in the water. Old surface keys are kind of neat because there's just kind of a scavenger hunt throughout the entire area. Whoa, that's not what I was trying to do. And we're gonna lose our damage bonus before we go in here. Great. Dodging creates a toxic cloud. I'm okay with that. Again, damage over time options. I am very, very okay with getting that right there. We already have a powerful grenade 3. Let's change it over though. So this one gives a bonus, or gives bonus damage to burning targets, and we happen to have a thing that does burning. Also worth noting here, we have not used any health potions yet. We're going to soon at this rate. I suppose I could go at least go sell this. Well, second old service key. First health potion. I'm not even sure how you're supposed to... Oh. I didn't even notice those. Okay. Third old service key. And a chest. Multiple Nox bow. Shots leave a trail of flame. More immediate damage. Way more immediate damage than the firebrands, and still leaves fire. But I feel like the firebrand's probably better overall. Oh my god. It's a whole maze down there. How close am I on time? I think I'm close enough that I don't have a chance at actually getting a 15-minute boss kill at this point. So let's try it. That's here. Here. Huh. I feel like you have to be able to do this, and I'm not sure how. Or I'm just missing one. Or there's like a hidden way around over here. I genuinely... I'm not sure that's actually possible. So there might be some other way around, but I don't necessarily think so. What else should we get? Let's see how good these are. Poison's enemy. I think that's actually really good for this. We want lots of damage over time options. Let's try it. So if there's something that costs 30 or less, we could theoretically just grab one right now. Actually, I think I'm gonna try grabbing a blade sword just in case, just to see what happens. Because this should come in as a pretty high power one. So this is slightly lower DPS, but causes high-end bleeding effects. And I'm wondering if we could upgrade it then. I'm gonna hold off on recycling those for a second. Those are not what I was looking for. I actually like the first option better, but I think we're committed at this point. Okay. So we're not actually going to kill enemies. This is part of the problem with those ones that we've got. So I think we're actually going to go back to our standard options here. And hope it works. So very different approach this time, even though it's a very similar approach, which I promise makes sense. We have bleed, or we have more direct bleed effect. Need to remember to do that one as well. So poison clouds, fire, caltrops. Occasional hits for bleed. Okay, phase 1 down. Or phase 2 down, rather. Not good. Not good. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Oh boy. There we go. Just layer those status effects on. And we get a recipe for a tentacle whip. We get a mediocre infantry grenade. And we get the decision of a lifetime. Do we want fire or ice? I'm actually going to go ahead and go with the Frost Blast. And since we got past there, we are now in the Slumbering Sanctuary, which is where we need to be to get through and get the Spider Rune. I think we want to go ahead and do keep going into gold reserves, I guess. I think I'm just gonna stick with what I've got there. We don't have a lot of immediate damage. But we have lots of damage over time options from multiple sources, so I'm kind of hoping that this is what we need. So Slumbering Sanctuary is this cool, like, techno area. So the entire area is there's like multiple aspects to it. Layers. So like there's a thing in the background up there, a statue, and right now it's a statue. If we come back here later, it may be alive. In order to get through this level, you have to find a switch that will open the doors, and in the process of doing so, we are going to get access to some more stuff, but we are also going to lose the safety we have right now as all the pieces come alive. It's a really cool conceptual level. And again, it feels like something you would see in a Metroidvania, even though this is generally speaking more of a platformer that happens to have Metroidvania elements. That was really close. We are getting wrecked, and I would prefer not to die once again before getting the rune that we got all those way for. I really don't want to do that already, but I feel like we have to. We are almost down to our last health potion already. We're gonna go with green for the ice damage and for the fact that it gives us slightly higher health bonus, which we apparently need considering we're already down to no health potions. All sap flowing through the stones. I have to collect as much as possible and concoct a solution. This is exactly what we're looking for, at least. Unfortunately, this is going to be could be a relatively tough fight. There's our spider rune. Finally. So there's the 4 key runes that let you actually explore the 8 dungeons. We are probably going to die before we get out of Slumbering Sanctuary. But we can now wall climb. This is the first one that actually has... Oops. Okay. Well, we got what we needed. This is the first one that has real mobility aspect to it. Like, you could already do a ground pound from the beginning. I kind of wish that you didn't have that at the beginning, just so that when you got that item, it felt more impactful. Like, you can't even tell whether or the difference for the most part. This one, there's a lot of just random movement throughout levels that feels slightly different from this. So with that, we have completed the 4 main things that we were looking for. Obviously, there is a ton of game left. This was the main objective I wanted to get through, along with potentially getting to the end eventually. I feel like we were probably a ways off actually getting to the end, so I may just do a few more runs here and there. But for the time being, we're going to wrap up. So, hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.